Get Good Gaming, home of the world's fricka fresh gamers. My name's Delapo, and today I'm gonna teach you how I got good-ish at Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. So, little housekeeping stuff. I want to let you know that I'm not gonna film this as a lot of Call of Duty YouTubers do. I'm gonna show you who's in the match, and the reason why is because I don't want to give any false pretenses about how good I am, how good I've gotten. I'm gonna be honest about this. I was pretty bad, to say the least. I watched a lot of professional gameplay. I listened to some tips that they gave, and I'm gonna share those with you because a lot of them really did help me out and help me get above 1. So if this video is actually it's not just for people who want to get to above 1. If you're at 1, these actually will help you get better, because I've seen a lot of improvement. Like, my KD's gotten a lot better. So first thing I want to tell you is when you're going into matches, don't let emblems and master prestige things like scare you away from that room. Honestly, those are just numbers, because the way Call of Duty works, and it's kind of bad that it works this way, is no matter how much you've been playing, you are going to level up. No matter how good you are, you're going to level up. Those emblems and things like that, it's just a measure of how much you've played the game. Like, honestly, it's kind of lame, but yeah. So if you just look over, if you go to the right, you'll be able to see what each individual KD is. You'll see in this next room here, that Master Prestige is 12. Not to call him out or anything like that, but his KD is only 0.79. See what I'm saying? So it doesn't mean a whole lot, honestly. If I'm being honest, I really it. For me, it really depends on the map. If I know it's gonna be one like Frontier, like this, where it's just gonna be me dodging around corners and shit like that, everybody's gonna be right up in your face. SMGs are my shit. SMGs are shotguns, especially, but I don't really like shotguns. I think they're kind of played out, but that's just me. SMGs are really great in these maps. The bigger ones, that you can kind of see a little bit issues, because you'll be trying to make longer range shots, and you're just sitting there. Your gun's recoil is making it impossible. I guess a lot of players, I don't know, I've heard from several different places, oh, don't carry grenades or tacticals or whatever. For a lot of my loadouts, I actually don't. This is the only one, I think, where I carry a tactical, and that's because I'm a very I like to be close in, and having the EMP grenade helps me close in the gap with a lot of other players. And honestly, that it's kind of broken. I don't know why people are sleeping on it. It's kind of broken. If you know how to use it, it's really great. When you're coming around corners, you'll see me do it a lot, and that's mainly because I wanted to make sure I was showing you how effective it is. You look down your sights when you're going around corners. My goodness, has that saved me so many times, because what's going to happen is they're not expecting you to be there, and usually when you don't have your sights aimed down, it's usually the quickest to the draw, and that's a lot of the problem that I used to have, was I just wasn't fast enough to beat their reflexes or whatever. But when you have your sights aimed down when you're going around the corner, you've already won. More times than not, you've already won when they don't, because you're ready to fire. That's one more button they have to push, etc, etc. So continuing on with loadouts, I found that the ELO sight is probably one of the better ones. However, it's really just a matter of preference. The reflex it's almost as effective, except for the fact that the top of the reflex kind of hinders your visual field a little bit. Whatever. It honestly, I haven't found a huge difference there. People say that you want to choose a smaller reticle. There is some truth to that. However, I've seen people melt with larger reticles too. I would suggest the smaller ones though. That's where I've seen a lot of help. Your rig for beginners, I would say the warfighter or the merc, and then later on synaptic. Like I hate the skinny bots like with a huge burning passion. Um, they're they're annoying. They're really annoying. But I can't say that like only noobs use them because like those are one of the more popular higher level um, rigs. So I would say that the thing that's helped me the most out of everything I've been practicing with is changing my control settings, and it's going to change the way you play every shooter basically. So what you do is you go to options, you change your control layout to bumper jumper or stick and move. Personally, I like bumper jumper a lot better, just a little bit more comfortable, and that's not really saying much because it's still pretty uncomfortable to begin with, but your fingers get used to it, your hands get used to it, and I'm telling you, like it's pretty rough on your hands to begin with. Like people don't tell you that when they tell you to switch, but it's not a comfortable position for your hands to be in, but they get used to it. So what it does is it changes your jump button to another button with or yeah, basically. So it changes your X button to L1 on the PlayStation. With stick and move, it changes your jump button to R3. What that means is that you'll be able to jump at the same time as you are shooting, which what I mean by jumping and shooting, like you'll be able to aim while you're jumping, because what happens with the default layout is that you're hitting X to jump, but that means your thumb is off the right stick. So making it those two movement options on different buttons means that you will be able to like glide and aim while you're in the air, and you'll be much more agile in the air. I assure you. Like this is not me bullshitting. Like this is how I play, and this has made such a difference for me. Like I don't have any of those, professional controllers or anything. Like I use a regular DualShock 4, and I am able to work so much better with that. The only tip I can offer you that would actually cost money is to get Control Freaks. If you saw my Splatoon video, you'll know that I'm not bullshitting about these. Like these, I use them for every game where I have to move the camera. No lie. I'll leave a link in the description. They have helped me immensely, not only with my accuracy, but my overall movement in the game. Is when you're playing this game, don't fucking challenge people. Like you're gonna see me do it a little bit, and that's only because like I'm a fucking rage monster sometimes when I play this game. And so people are like, what I mean by challenging people is like when they're like all the way across the map and you're both creeping out behind cover, don't challenge them. Like it's really not worth it. Just turn around and go somewhere else, because especially if you're not like really good at the game, all that's gonna happen is they're just gonna pick off your head, and that's gonna be it. Like you just don't do it. You'll get a kill somewhere else. Just don't challenge them. And also, like when you've died, don't go back to the same place, or like try to avoid going back, to the place where you just killed, because what's going to happen more times than not is they're just going to be waiting for you. They know that you're going to be out for revenge, and they're just gonna pick you right off. So try and go like a different route than when you were just killed. The last thing I really want to emphasize is just make sure you get in practice. These things they don't happen overnight. Like some of the tips you'll see a difference in the way you play, but you really just gotta practice. The change in control scheme, like I said, it's gonna be uncomfortable at first, but you'll see why people people change to it. If you guys really like this, I really do plan on doing more in-depth ones, like a rig video, loadout video. I'm really excited about this one. I really do enjoy the game. I think it gets more flack than it deserves, just because it's got the name Call of Duty in it. Honest to God, like, I feel like if it was named something else, it would never have been a conversation we're having about, you know, whether the game is good, because the game itself is good. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with a little bit of gameplay here, so you can see some of those tips. Once again, I'm not going to edit out any of this, because honestly, like, I just want to reiterate that I'm not the best Call of Duty player, nor do I want to give you the impression that I am, but I want you to see that I am consistent, because consistency is way better than, you know, just, oh, I got a 6 KD ratio here and a 1.0 here, but I'm not going to show you that one, you know, that kind of thing. So, alright, enjoy. And remember, go out there, get good.